It was the year 1959 when iconic singer Marty Robbins released his hit single of El Paso. Decades later, that very identity that people have cultivated through song has been translated to football as another icon of the world. This time through the sports teams, the Dallas Cowboys and the Houston Texans have partnered up to bring flag football to El Paso, Texas. It's the second ever Girls Region 19 Flag Football Tournament, and we continue with our second game of the afternoon. The Eastwood Troopers have just beat the Pebble Hill Spartans 19-7 to advance to the semifinal. That will be Game 16 of the Houston Texans bracket, the one which we are currently covering. Eastwood faces the winner of Canutillo and Socorro. Currently, we are in Game 14 of the overall Texans bracket, that being the Chapin Huskies facing off against the Jefferson Silver Foxes. The winner of this game will go on to Game 17 of the Texans bracket to face off against the winner of Americas and Hanks. It's the Chapin Huskies who have possession first. In at quarterback is Junior Dizel Hernandez. Looks, throws over the middle and incomplete. Tried to pass first. Pass incomplete, intended for Victoria Ramirez. Giselle Hernandez has led her Chapin Husky squad to an 8-0 record, one of the undefeated teams this year. However, they were second place in the Houston Texan bracket because of point differential with the Eastwood Troopers. Eastwood posting over 200 points throughout the season. For the Chapin Huskies, 148. They beat Austin yesterday. That's how they were able to advance again into this position against the Jefferson Silver Foxes team that is currently 5-5. The Chapin Huskies representing an institution founded all the way back in August of 2000. Compare that to Jefferson, one of the OGs of El Paso, Texas, the 6th oldest high school in the 915. Teammates mean more than just helping each other out when it comes to playing football. It also means tying each other's shoelaces. A little bit of amnesty from Giselle Hernandez, the quarterback, to Alexa Zubia. Throws, Hernandez cross her body. Off or not. Deep pass, incomplete. As we start the first half of a two-half flag football game, Chapin with the first possession of the game, facing off against the Jefferson Silver Foxes. 5 games won, 5 games lost. A total of 105 points have been scored by Jefferson this year. Hernandez has it, looks, throws across the middle, almost intercepted. A scary play goes for naught. Jefferson unable to pull in an interception, as the Silver Foxes will stop the Huskies on 4th down and will start from their own 5. In flag football, the way that it works, there's no punts, there's no kicks. So teams have to go for it on 4th down. If they don't get it, there is a turnover on downs. However, the opposing team doesn't pick up the play at the spot of the turnover. Instead, they start at their own 5-yard line. The only way that a team can start on their opponent's territory is through an interception. Pick 6 are indeed allowed. Looks, throws out to the flat, the pass complete, but the flag pulled. And starting at quarterback for the Jefferson Silver Foxes is Genevieve Padilla, the senior quarterback in her last year as a Silver Fox, looking to pull off the upset against the favorite Chapin Huskies. Upsets occurring yesterday on the Cowboy bracket. Down went the regional runner-ups, Harmony Tigers. Bobbled and incomplete. Throw across the middle. Almost got to her intended receiver and sets results in 3rd down. Pass intended for Salma Chacon, the junior receiver. In the shotgun, Espadilla. A back to her right. Padilla takes the snap, looks, rolls out, throws out to the flat. Flag is pulled in time before the run can be made. Pass thrown all the way to Ivy Martinez. Does not move the Silver Foxes as they begin to lose opportunities. In order to get a first down, The team on the offensive side has to make it to midfield. That's where the middle cones are, the 25-yard line in a 50-yard field. Looks, throws. That pass is caught incomplete. Down to Salma Chacon. Unfortunately for the Silver Foxes, it isn't enough to move the chains. Out goes the Jefferson offense. In comes the Husky one. Jefferson and Chapin did play earlier on this season. That was in Game 6 of this year. That was a Chapin victory, 14-0. It was one of the 5 shutouts that the Huskies posted this year. Their first coming in their season opener against the Andres Eagles. Their second coming against the Bowie Bears. Their fourth against the Austin Panthers. And their fifth against Loretto. It's the latter of those shutouts that was the largest margin, 32-0. Hernandez making moves. Hernandez spinning before finally being brought down through a flagpole. Pulling the flag is Priscilla Hernandez, the junior linebacker, putting an end to the play. Giselle Hernandez now enters the shotgun. With the back to her right. Victoria Ramirez. Hernandez gets it, looks, throws out to the flat. Ramirez's direction. Ramirez can't evade the move made by the defender for Jefferson, Rebecca Reyes. It results in a third down. Still scoreless as Chapin gets their second possession of the game. Both squads have had it once. 0-0 in the first half. Hernandez gets ready to take it in shotgun formation. Back to her right. Goes right, throws out to the flat. Flag is tugged on, pulled on, and the play comes to an end. The pass completed to Ariel Hernandez. Chapin beginning to run out of chances against the Jefferson Silver Foxes. A Silver Fox squad who ended the regular season off with a win. That was a shutout against the Young Women's Academy, 18-0. To be in this position, Jefferson pulled off a win against the Riverside Rangers yesterday in day 1 of play. A tournament that runs from Monday all the way to Wednesday. Hernandez takes the snap. She fakes it, looks right, throws right, deep downfield, the pass is caught. Chapin going all the way. Goodbye! The Huskies put an arm up for a touchdown celebration. Justina Cortez, the freshman, is showing the moves. Chapin's up early, 6-0. An early touchdown dealt by junior Giselle Hernandez down to the freshman receiver Justina Cortez. Chapin will elect to go for 1 point. They'll do so from the 5. Bunched up at the line. Fakes it. Looks to throw. Throws into the end zone. Pass is incomplete. Remains 6-0. Chapin on their second possession. Able to capitalize. Leading the Jefferson Silver Foxes early on in the first half on the El Paso Sports Network. The stakes are simple. The winner of today's game goes to a semifinal matchup between the winner of Americas and Hanks. Americas, of course, the defending champion of Region 19, this year a special one. The winners of the Texans and Cowboys bracket will each have the opportunity to travel to the University of North Texas to represent the 915 in the first ever Texas Flag Football State Championships, which is a collaboration between the Texans and Cowboys. And every spectator can play a role in helping these teams represent the 915. Ongoing today, raffle tickets are being sold just outside of the Socorro Activities Complex, number 2. SISD SAC 1's little brother. The rules to enter the raffle are simple. Tickets are either $10 for one of them or $15 for 2. Every single ticket that is bought will fund the meals for the 2 teams that will represent the 915 at the University of North Texas. As the pass is tipped and almost intercepted by the Chapin Huskies, getting a hand is Aaliyah Russell. So with the proceeds going to help fund the meals for the girls' flag football team who will play at the University of North Texas. Those who buy raffle tickets will be entered in a competition that includes autographed memorabilia and other items that have been directly donated by the Houston Texans and Dallas Cowboys. The flag is pulled before Jefferson can cross midfield, but the pass is complete down to Ala Alcots. Nonetheless, it was fourth down, and it brings an end to the drive. In comes the Chapin Huskies, leading 6-0. Canutillo currently up 6-0 over Socorro. They face the Eastwood Troopers, who bested the Pebble Hill Spartans earlier on in the Texans semifinal. From 19 teams, later tonight, we'll be down to 4. But currently, the sun's still up on a sunny day over 90 degrees. Pitches it out to Hernandez. Looks to throw. The pass is incomplete. Initially taking the snap was Victoria Ramirez. The senior wide receiver took it, tossed it back, looked for some trickery. It didn't work out. Flag football, a different game in the sense of tackle football when it comes to skills. This game of flag football has been heavily compared to basketball for how elusive players are demanded to be and for how quick-paced it is. Hernandez just bobbles the snap. Play is called dead. A loss of downs for the Chapin Huskies. No fumbles in flag football instead. The team that causes a lost snap loses a down. Hernandez in the shotgun. But the back to her right. Two receivers on both sides. The center is eligible. Throws to the center's direction, intended for Daisy Gutierrez. Instead, it results in an incomplete pass. A 6-0 lead held on to by the Huskies, an institution opened in August of 2000, named after John L. Chapin, a veteran who served in World War II, leading a Spanish-speaking unit. Chapin, home to various athletic feats in the sport of basketball, looking to add on through flag football. There could have been an example. A 50-50 ball contested between Jefferson and the senior wide receiver from Chapin, Allison Perez. Fourth down and out for the Huskies. The Jefferson Silver Foxes come back to the field. 6-0 we remain at the Student Activities Complex number 1. The Jefferson Silver Foxes get set to start once again. On a Tuesday morning that has been defined by big news. That is, a key NCAA committee today has formally endorsed flag football to become a championship sport. This goes a long way to the NCAA's effort to make flag football an officially sanctioned sport at the collegiate level. In 2025, 40 NCAA schools provided women's flag football. 60 more added them in this spring, with the University of Texas at Arlington announcing the sports edition in the spring of 2027. The NCAA has recommended that flag football be considered for the Emerging Sports for Women's program, which has allowed sports like beach volleyball, ice hockey, water polo, bowling, and more, like women's wrestling, to become officially sanctioned championship sports. If the road continues with this key endorsement from a committee inside the NCAA, flag football can then become a championship sport as soon as July of 2028. That year coinciding on an Olympic year. The Olympics to be held in Los Angeles in 2028. Eventful because it's football's debut at the world's grandest stage. Jefferson continuing their drive, a 5-5 record, with Chapin leading 6-0 in the first half. Playing a game that, from the participation of all 32 National Football League teams, has resulted in over 500,000 female participants. Takes a snap, looks for options, throws out to the flat, finds a receiver, and successfully moves down the field. Pass complete to Regan Hernandez. Still playing at quarterback, Genevieve Padilla, the senior QB. As Chapin goes back onto the field. Despite Jefferson building momentum offensively, their drive stalls out. 4 downs and out. The Huskies leading 6-0 through the first half. Winner punches their ticket to the semifinal of the Houston Texans bracket. Giselle Hernandez in shotgun formation. Receivers on both sides with Alex Alvarado to her right. Looks, throws, almost completed to Ariel Hernandez, but it's just off Hernandez's hands for a second down. The incomplete pass. Hernandez looking back to her sideline. A Husky unit coached by Adam Ontiveros, looking to be in the Final Four conversation. Final 8 when including the Dallas Cowboy bracket in a region consisting of 38 teams divided evenly. 19 teams between the Texans and the Cowboys. Bobbled, caught. The pass is received. Ariel Hernandez gets redemption for a previous drop. Close to moving the chains for the Huskies. 148 points for the John L. Chapin Huskies this year. As the game of flag football continues to grow, receiving a key endorsement from an NCAA committee, the push to have flag football in the 2028 Olympics dating back to an NFL exhibition and Super Bowl 57, where the National Football League held a 5-on-5 flag football event between Mexican and American players in front of Olympic officials. Before that Super Bowl, the Cowboys already had concentrated efforts to expand the game of flag football back in 2022 to the Fort Worth Independent School District. A total of 16 teams for 15 campuses, including 300 student athletes. Now the Cowboys overseeing 86 campuses. Timeout called on the field. Currently a 6-0 score. Canutillo leading 6-0 over Socorro. The winner of that game faces the Eastwood Troopers live on the El Paso Sports Network. We'll have that game later for you on today. The winner of this game, Chapin and Jefferson, will face off against the America's Trailblazers, the defending Region 19 champion. As the Chapin Huskies looking for a last stand as we near the end of the first half. 2 10-minute halves in flag football. Chapin with the ball. They lead 6-0. Currently under center is Victoria Ramirez. She goes to the left of quarterback Giselle Hernandez. Hernandez looks to throw down to the right, instead goes to the opposite direction. Ball is bobbled and incomplete. The 50-50 pass falls for naught. It's a change of possession on 4th down. Jefferson comes back to play offense, and coming back is their senior quarterback Genevieve Padilla. Second year of flag football in El Paso. A chance for these student athletes to not only partake in the game, but also truly balance out student-athlete life. As a 6-0 lead will result in halftime at the Student Activities Complex number 1. It's the Huskies leading 6-0 over the Jefferson Silver Foxes. You're watching the El Paso Sports Network and the second ever Girls Region 19 Flag Football Championships.
On June 10th, the Texas University Interscholastic League will meet to discuss next steps on sanctioning girls flag football. Currently, 22 states have sanctioned girls flag football. You can show your support by signing the petition to help make Texas next. Click on the link below or visit epsportsnetwork1.com for more information. Make Texas next. Provide opportunity, empower girls, and let's sanction the game.
Saturday, May 30th, World Championship Boxing returns to El Paso. It's a double main event night as hometown hero Stephanie Hahn takes on Holly Holm in a WBA lightweight world title defense. Amanda the Real Deal Serrano defends her unified titles against Germany's Cheyenne Pepper Hansen. Jeslie Robinson versus Mary Spencer. And Yocasta Valle versus Lourdes Juarez. 4 world title fights. One massive night for women's boxing at the El Paso County Coliseum. Tickets on sale now at Ticketmaster.com at the Coliseum box office.
Thank you for watching this broadcast of female flag football on El Paso Sports Network. Visit us at epsportsnetwork1.com for your source of sports and entertainment. On June 10th, the Texas University Interscholastic League will meet to discuss next steps on sanctioning girls flag football. Currently, 22 states have sanctioned girls flag football. You can show your support by signing the petition to help make Texas next. Click on the link below or visit epsportsnetwork1.com for more information. Make Texas next. Provide opportunity, empower girls, and let's sanction the game.
The second half of play starts now on the El Paso Sports Network. It's the Chapin Huskies leading the Jefferson Silver Foxes 6-0. Only one touchdown has been scored. Chapin one of the undefeated teams in this Houston Texan bracket that is remaining. The Troopers won their previous game against the Pebble Hill Spartans. It was the Troopers who were the #1 team coming into the Girls Region 19 flag football tournament. That's because of point differential. The Troopers scoring over 200 points throughout the season. Chapin with 148 points. That doesn't stop the Huskies from leading 6-0 over the Jefferson Silver Foxes with a record of 5-5. The winner of this quarterfinal matchup makes it to the Final Four of the Houston Texan bracket with a chance to play for the first ever girls flag football Texas State tournament. Since the start of this project, which dates back to the early 2020s for the Cowboys and Texans, the goal has always been this: to get the University Interscholastic League to sanction girls flag football, to provide new ways of playing football across the Lone Star State that loves the sport so much. That decision was tabled in the summer of last year, and in order to try to impulse all of the strength that flag football has garnered, the Cowboys and the Texans have teamed up to announce their first ever girls flag football state championship for Texas. Takes the snap, looks, throws, almost intercepted, incomplete. Gaining fingertips on it is Alex Alvarado. As spectators and fans of the game, there was a chance to help out, sending squads from the 915 to represent this very city in that state tournament. Going on today, a raffle. Raffle tickets can be bought in the SAC too. On the proceeds from those raffle tickets will go to provide the meals for the two teams that will represent the 915 in the state tournament, as a first down is achieved by the Jefferson Silver Foxes. What's in it for those who buy the raffle tickets is simple: memorabilia that is autographed and directly donated from the Dallas Cowboys and the Houston Texans. The Jefferson Silver Foxes have a new set of downs. Raffle tickets can be bought, one for $10 or two for $15, as the Jefferson Silver Foxes pick it up first down in midfield. A back to the right. Up Padilla. Padilla looks, throws to the outside, almost complete. Off the fingertips of Salma Chacon. Remains 6-0 on second down. The Silver Foxes indeed started the season on a 5-game win streak, beating Coronado, Canutillo, Burgess, Andrews, and Irvin, but then having a hard time to finish the year with losses to teams like Chapin, Franklin, and Jefferson, and Young Women's Academy. Takes the snap, looks, deep down, throws. The pass is short of the end zone, but a flag thrown. Looks to be on Jefferson. Indeed will be. So a couple of rules to note. First, the quarterback cannot run or step outside of the scrimmage line and still make a pass. Second, there can be no movement before the ball is snapped. Third, once the ball goes outside of the line of scrimmage, an offensive player not touching the ball cannot move with it. Jefferson on the bad side of the foul. They move back. Receiver in motion. Looks to the left. Throws left. Passes picked off. Almost intercepted, instead incomplete, just out of bounds. Jefferson lives to see another day. Sydney Wine, the freshman, almost getting a hand in it. Getting ready to take the snap, does so. Looks, tosses it, nearby. Flag is pulled. Pass completed to Alondra Perez. It results in a turnover on downs. Jefferson unable to capitalize early on in the second half. It's Chapin leading the Silver Foxes 6-0. Winner of today's game goes on to face the defending Region 19 champions, the Americas Trailblazers. They beat the Harmony Tigers in last year's final, 25-6. It was indeed the Tigers who went out to the initial lead of 6-0. 25 straight points were then scored by the Trailblazers. Harmony on the bad end of one of the biggest upsets throughout this tournament. In the first game of this regional tournament, out losing to the Parkland Matadors 12-0. The Matadors having to play against the defending Cowboy champions. Harmony, for the best team in Region 19 during the regular season with 9 wins, only team to achieve such feat, have now been sent packing to go home. Parkland lives to see another day. In the Cowboy bracket, currently it's Chapin who wants to advance to the Final Four of the Houston Texans bracket. They have possession. Ongoing on the opposite side of the field, Scanutillo versus Socorro. It's the Bulldogs leading 13-6. That affects the Eastwood Troopers. The winner of that game faces them for the right to play in the Texan bracket final. Taking the snap, looking towards the outside, connects to the right, close to a first down, if not already there. Just short, the pass completed to Aaliyah Russell. Dirty laundry thrown on the field near where the snap occurred. Chapin awarded the first down. To take the snap is Giselle Hernandez. 2 receivers on both sides. Looks, throws towards the outside, down to the right. Once again, same receiver calls on Aaliyah Russell. Why fix what isn't broke for Chapin? Huskies holding on to a 6-0 lead as the sun begins to set on a hot spring day. 91 degrees. Nothing new for a city coined the Sun City. Hernandez alone in the pocket in shotgun formation. 3 receivers out to the right, 2 to the left. The center is eligible. She takes it, a high snap, jumps for it. Here comes the rush. Looking, throws, down to the left, has got a receiver. It's an easy call. Touchdown, Justina Cortez. The Huskies extend their lead. 6 more points for Chapin. A 2-possession game. Routine results in a larger advantage for Chapin, as the Huskies will now go for 2. Looking, throws deep into the end zone, has got it once again. Justina Cortez comes down with it. It's 2 points for the Huskies. They lead 14-0 over the Jefferson Silver Foxes. In flag football, there's options to go for 1 or 2. No kicking or punting allowed. To go for 1 point, Chapin could have elected to go for it from the 5-yard line. Instead, they go from the 10. They get 2 points, make it a 14-0 ball game. In the second half, Chapin leading by 2 possessions. Jefferson would need 2 touchdowns and 2 conversions if they hope to move on to face the defending Region 19 champion. As Chapin with a 2-possession lead. We'll hop back on the offense. Looking for options. 2-pointer to be replayed. Throws into the end zone. Caught once again. On initial viewing, now ruled incomplete. Pass intended for Scene Win. Results in an incomplete pass. And now it's the end of the full drive for the Chapin Huskies. Initial 2-point conversion waved off. Remains 12-0. Go for it again. This one unsuccessful. So it's a 12-0 lead from the Chapin Huskies. Chapin leads by 2 scores. Jefferson looking to come back. Takes a snap. Padilla gets it across the middle. Jefferson able to move down the field. Chapin with an explosive touchdown. Looked to get the 2. At first seemed successful. Initial play waved off. Go for it again. off the hands of Steen Win results in an incomplete pass. 12-0, Chapin leads. Padilla. In shotgun formation, takes the snap. Looks to throw. Goes down to the left side. Incomplete. Pass intended for Alondra Perez. Jefferson now faces third down. In shotgun formation with Reagan Hernandez to the left of Padilla. Rolls out, opposite direction, down to the right. Looks, throws, the pass is incomplete. Intended for Salma Chacon. A Jefferson squad who have gotten themselves into the conversation of the Sweet 16 when combining both of these brackets. The final 8 on the Houston Texans side of the tournament. A tournament made possible not only because of the collaboration between the Cowboys and the Texans, but the help of the El Paso Sports Commission, helping set up these events. High pass is almost intercepted as the flag is thrown. Justina Cortez got a hand in it. Flag flies near where the ball was swatted down. As the referees of the day will have a discussion. No contact is an obvious rule when it comes to flag football. But at times, when getting sucked into the game, some illegal contact can be made. As Jefferson goes back to their sideline, and in comes the Chapin Huskies. Chapin regains possession. The Jefferson Silver Foxes stall once again offensively. Hernandez alone in the pocket. With the Huskies leading 12-0. On the jet sweep, hands it off. Solid yardage for Chapin. On the run, Aaliyah Russell, the sophomore running back. Chapin beating the Austin Panthers, getting the right to play in the quarterfinal. Minutes away from clinching their spot in the semifinal if they can hold on to their 2-possession lead of 12. Hernandez with a back to her right. Takes the snap, fakes the sweep, looks, throws, down to the right, completes it to her receiver. She's got her flag pulled, but Adia Hernandez able to get Chapin closer to a first down as third down looms. Chapin High School, the home of a historic athletic high school. Multiple years where they're in the conversation of the Sweet 16 or Elite 8 when it comes to basketball. An institution opened back in the year 2000. The only one in the United States built on government property without being directly owned by the U.S. government. The pass thrown to the outside is incomplete, intended for Cyan Win. Results in a fourth down for Chapin as the sun begins its descent over the West Texas sky. The winner of this game faces the Americas Trailblazers. Hernandez in shotgun formation. Movement at the line. Jefferson switches it up too, sending Rebecca Reyes to the right of the field. Hernandez takes the snap, looks, throws against the rush, completes it to her receiver, and she's got enough to move the chains for the Chapin Husky first down. Aaliyah Russell keeping the drive alive for Chapin, leading 12-0 as we near nighttime at the Student Activities Complex from Socorro Independent School District. Hernandez still in shotgun formation. A back to her right. One receiver on the left. Pumps, looks down to the center. That pass is intercepted by the Jefferson Silver Foxes. The pendulum just might have swung as the Silver Foxes get the ball right back in their possession. Celeste Perales comes out big for the Foxes. The freshman doesn't care about her classification. She cares about giving Jefferson a chance. Back comes Genevieve Padilla. Padilla with it, rolls out, going right, throws deep downfield. The pass is caught. Goodbye. Down goes Salma Chacon, and up go the Silver Foxes on the scoreboard. This game not close to being finished. Jefferson cuts the Chapin lead to one possession, 12-6 in the second half. One throw, one touchdown. Now Jefferson will go for one from the 5. Only passing plays allowed. Looks, throws it. That pass batted down and incomplete. 12-6 we remain. The Silver Foxes cutting down onto the deficit, trailing by only a touchdown. Chapin elected to go for 2 on their last possession. They got it initially, that play. Waved off, have to do it again. Did not convert on their second try. Hernandez returns in shotgun formation. She has Russell down to her right. Hernandez takes the snap, looks, throws over the middle, completes it. The flag is pulled. Hernandez able to get a couple of yards before being taken down. As Hernandez will get the word from her head coach, Adam Ontiveros. Part of the Houston Texans bracket and NFL squad that started their flag football initiatives in 2023 down at Houston Independent School District as the pass is complete. Flag not pulled yet until Cyan Wynn finally goes down on the flag pulled by the Silver Fox defense. But her effort is enough to advance Chapin towards a fresh set of downs. First down in midfield for the Huskies. The Houston Texans starting their flag football initiatives in 2023, funding all 25 Houston ISD high schools. As a timeout on the field is called by Jefferson. Down 12-6, time playing a factor. It's a running clock in flag football for 8 of the 10 minutes that constitute a half. When getting to the final 2 minutes on the clock, it turns into a professional clock, meaning that every time the time needs to stop, whether it be an out-of-bounds play or an incomplete pass, the clock will stop. As Jefferson meets their head coach, Raul Rojas, leading his squad to an appearance in the Texans' quarterfinal round. And a collaboration like never before between two beasts of football in the Lone Star State, presenting not just this tournament, but also a state tournament. Through the contributions of people like the Texans' own Hannah McNair, the vice president for the Houston Texans Foundation, who oversaw the proposal of an implementation for flag football in the Houston area, and the 2025 expansion, which would lead to this moment of Girls Region 19 flag football, our Cowboys co-owner Charlotte Jones. This tournament and these teams having flag football, possible because of the funding allocated by the Texans and Cowboys paying for coaching stipends, uniforms, and equipment. Hernandez fakes it, looks towards the opposite direction, has it. Short pass, out to the flat, still alive. Finally, the flag is pulled, but not before Cyan Wynn is able to advance the ball into solid territory. Second down for the Huskies. 12-6 in the second half. Sun continuing its descent on a 91-degree evening. Hernandez to take it. With Russell to her left. Hernandez takes the snap, pumps once, looks, throws to her center. That pass is incomplete, intended for Daisy Gutierrez. The center is an eligible receiver in the game of flag football. When it comes to the rush, it's typical that a rusher will raise their hand before going to the quarterback than a designated rusher. That doesn't stop teams from bringing two, however. In the traditional sense, the quarterback has 7 seconds to get rid of the ball. However, the rusher can beat her to it. A 12-6 lead held by Chapin. Meanwhile, Socorro leads Canutillo 20-6. That winner of that game goes on to play the Eastwood Troopers. False start. As a flag is thrown onto the field, goes against the Chapin Huskies, backs him up on a pivotal down. Hernandez and the Huskies backed up by 5. A 12-6 lead held by Chapin. Jefferson cutting into it in their previous drive from a connection from quarterback Padilla down to receiver San Machacon. Giselle Hernandez wants to make sure that momentum is short-lived. Throws with the rush in her face. Almost completes it to Cyan win. However, it falls incomplete. Hernandez and Chapin now face a difficult situation. A long ways to go to the end zone. Running out of chances to convert. If unable to do so, Jefferson gets the ball at their own 5. As Chapin will have a word at their line. Shotgun formation for Hernandez. It's the back, Russell to her left. Jefferson has a rusher. Hernandez gets rid of it quickly. Open receiver downfield. Cannot connect to her intended target of Allison Perez. Incomplete pass. As Chapin holds on to their 12-6 lead by a thread. An open look from Allison Perez provided to Giselle Hernandez. The pass just thrown with a little too much power. Chapin running out of chances to add on to their lead. A one-possession game, 12-6. Looking, Hernandez throws quickly, off fingertips, an incomplete pass intended for Justina Cortez, and it brings an end to the Chapin drive. 4th down, and Chapin returns to their sideline after an explosive first down. Jefferson with newfound momentum and having new hope. All they need is a touchdown to tie. A successful extra point attempt would give them the lead. Padilla has the ball. Looking, still looking. Heaving it up deep downfield. The pass is intercepted. Intercepted by Giselle Hernandez. And Chapin has just turned the tables right back on the Thomas Jefferson Silver Foxes. A 12-6 lead may just be defined by a Hernandez interception. Chapin trying to avoid the upset. A trend that we saw yesterday. The Harmony Tigers going down despite having 9 wins on the season. But before that game, it was the Montwood Rams, who were 4-6 on the season, beating a Franklin Cougar team that were 6-2. Then later on to the night, the Eastlake Falcons would go against Northwest Early College. 6 wins and 2 losses for the Griffins. A 4-6 record for the Falcons. It was the ones in purple who came out on top. Eastwood was able to stop an upset from Pebble Hills, despite trailing 7-6 at the start of the second half. Now it's Chapin looking to do the same. They have not trailed so far throughout the game as the pass is completed to Ariel Hernandez. A 12-6 lead. As Chapin will regroup, and so will Jefferson. Timeout called from Chapin. Head coach Adam Montiveros opts to regroup with his squad. A Chapin Husky team that is playing their second game of the tournament. Started on a Monday, culminates on a Wednesday. Students by day, athletes by night. Yesterday, this tournament ended late, near 10 o'clock at night. Those students who played those late games, regroup, went back to the classroom, and those who qualified to play today are back on the football field. It's the tail end of the academic year around high schools in El Paso, ending it off with flag football. For some of these seniors, it's graduation festivities, but balancing out those desires of walking the stage at graduation with their want to be champions and possibly representing their city in Texas's first ever girls flag football state championship. Chapin wants it to be them. They're a couple of minutes away from making it a near reality, almost punching their ticket to the semifinal of the Texans bracket. The winners of the Cowboy bracket and Texan bracket earn an automatic qualification to the University of North Texas. The pass is complete. Pass from Hernandez connects with Russell. Aaliyah Russell has it close to the 5-yard line. In the second half of play, with Chapin leading 12-6 over the Jefferson Silver Foxes. These 38 squads in El Paso girls high school flag football are part of over 200 scholastically based girls flag football teams that have been helped by the Texans and Cowboys. Hernandez and shotgun formation. Russell out to her right. Hernandez takes the snap. Here comes the rush. Gets rid of it quickly. Out to the flat and just incomplete off the hands of Allison Perez. Bringing the rush was Kimberly Picardo. Chapin nears the end zone. They've had some missed opportunities throughout the day. Hoping this isn't one of them. Meanwhile, on the opposite side of the field, it's the Canutillo Eagles cutting into the Socorro Bulldog lead, 12-20. The Troopers warming up midfield, punching their ticket to the semifinal earlier on the day. With a win against Pebble Hills, they face off against the winner of Socorro and Canutillo. The winner of this game faces off against the Americas Trailblazers in the other semifinal game. Played made to Russell. Russell has some spins, and Russell is taken down, but not before reaching inside of the 5. A 6-point game, a deficit can be made possibly larger if Chapin capitalizes. As Chapin will clinch their ticket to the Houston Texans semifinal. This game ends a final score of 12-6. The Huskies are moving on to play against the Americas Trailblazers. That game is available on the El Paso Sports Network's coverage of Girls Region 19 flag football. But on this coverage, it's the Eastwood Troopers getting ready to take on the winner of Canutillo and Socorro. Stay tuned for more Girls Region 19 flag football as this tournament continues live on the El Paso Sports Network. But from this game, I'm Sebastian Perez Navarro, and we're over and out.
Thank you for watching this broadcast of female flag football on El Paso Sports Network. Visit us at epsportsnetwork1.com for your source of sports and entertainment.